Hello, welcome to Cosmos, our series on our vast universe. Today, let's talk about a planet which you're most familiar with Earth. Earth is the third planet from our Sun, orbiting at a distance of 150 million kilometers away from it. It is known as the blue planet, as from space it is clearly visible as a large blue ball. Its bluish appearance is because it's the only planet with oceans on its surface, with 70% of its surface covered in water. It orbits in an area around our star known as the Goldilocks or habitable zone, making it special in many ways from other planets. Unlike the other planets, whose names are rooted in Greek or Roman mythology, Earth's name is believed to come from the Germanic word "ertho", meaning dirt. It's the only planet known to host life, providing a home for around 8.7 million species and possibly more yet to be discovered. From water to air to land, and from the tiniest bacteria to the largest creatures. All forms of life exist here, making Earth vibrant, unique, and alive. Earth measures about 12,742 kilometers in diameter and a circumference of 40,000 kilometers. Like other celestial bodies, it consists of distinct layers. The uppermost layer is the rocky thin crust of about 7 to 50 kilometers thick, where we live, made of elements such as oxygen, silicates, aluminium, and metals like iron, calcium, and sodium. Beneath the crust lies the 2,900 kilometer mantle, composed of molten rock and minerals. Below that is the core, consisting of iron, nickel, and cobalt. The Earth's core itself is a dense, hot sphere of metal, rotating within molten metal. This motion generates current that forms Earth's strong magnetic field, which shields the planet from intense solar storms. Other than the surface, the atmosphere is very important and it keeps us warm by trapping heat, gives us air to breathe, as well as protects us from solar radiation. It is composed of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, mostly, although there are more substances. The atmosphere also has many layers as well. They are troposphere, where life dwells in the densest layer, stratosphere, where our ozone layer is, which is important to shield us from UV rays, the mesosphere, where most asteroids go through the atmosphere, burn up, the thermosphere, which is where we find the most beautiful aurora phenomena, and finally, the exosphere, this is where our atmosphere slowly merges with space. The Earth has an axial tilt of 23.5 degrees that gives our season. When one hemisphere is closer to our sun, it's summer, but when further away, it's winter. The fact that it's because of Earth's elliptical orbit is completely false, as the orbit is not that much like an oval as it is a circle. Our planet has an average temperature of about 15 degrees Celsius, although it's wildly different depending on where you are. In deserts, it could be as hot as 50 degrees Celsius, and on the poles, it could be as cold as minus 40 degrees. With such contrast, our Earth's terrain is bound to be diverse, spanning cold mountains, grassy plains, hot deserts, forests, swamps, and much more, home to many species that are adapted to living there. Earth also has rivers, lakes, ocean, and a plethora of different species of plants, animals, fish, birds, and fungi. No other planet is this habitable. A day here takes 24 hours, and a year spans 365, one quarter of our days. For this beautiful planet, it has one natural satellite, the Moon. Earth and the Moon have the biggest planet-to-Moon size ratio, with the Moon being 1/3 the diameter of the Earth. The Moon itself is interesting, as it also has hills, plains, and dust, as well as a super surprising amount of water and, interestingly, metals under its surface. These hypotheses to have formed when a large object collided with Earth when it was a barren wasteland in the early solar system. It formed a ring of dust and rock, which eventually formed to be our beautiful natural satellite, the Moon. Moving back to the facts about Earth itself, study of the Earth's early history is called as geology. We have studied rocks to get an estimate that the Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. And we found out that there was a time when Earth was barren and covered in lava and volcanoes billions of years ago. At that time, most of the atmosphere was vaporized rocks, water vapor, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide with no oxygen, and full of toxic gases, which most likely was methane. It was billions of years later that it somehow got filled with water and the first organisms formed. A good hypothesis is that asteroids with sugar and amino acids, as well as water crystals, eventually filled our Earth with water vapor, which eventually cooled down to be our oceans. Earth's tectonic plates are also interesting. Like other planets, they move slowly, causing rivers to form and natural disasters like earthquakes and tsunamis to happen. It's when the crust and mantle move that these disturbances happen on Earth. Our Earth has four important realms, which are the lithosphere, consisting of the crust and mantle, the hydrosphere, containing of all the water bodies on the planet, the atmosphere, the layers of air above the ground, and the biosphere, a balance of all three other realms which is needed for life. Earth has a delicate balance of this, and when it's disturbed, it causes huge problems. As I told, disturbances can cause problems for our planet. We as humans, with our activities, harm this planet. We produce CO2, which accumulates and increases the temperature of our planet, which rises sea levels. We chop down trees, which destroys the homes of thousands of animals, and we pollute the water and the air with plastic and toxic chemicals, which destroy the biosphere even more. We still don't know everything about our planet's past, present, and future, but we can make good observations, and we can predict and shape the future of the world that we live in.